Hey guys, it's Coach Perry K here, and today's video is going to be about the DIY containers that I made for our spices. We have had our spices tucked away in a closet since we moved to the house that we're in right now. We're just renting there because we're military and we move all the time. But it was such a pain because we have all these lovely spice mixes from places like Penzeys and this awesome savory spice shop that I had when I lived in Greensboro, and these spice mixes are amazing, but they're stuck away in our cupboard, so we would always forget that we had them. And so about a year ago we decided that we wanted to do some DIY magnet spice tins, and it literally took us this long to do it just because it did. So I just wanted to film a little DIY for you to help you out in case that's something that you're interested in doing. So here's what they look like up close. This one says garlic powder. This is the magnet on the back, and I'm going to show you how we did all of this stuff too. So this is the magnet on the back. This is a neodymium magnet. They're also known as like the rare earth metal magnets. And we got these aluminum, they're screw-off tops, which was really important to me that they have a screw-off lid and have a window up top, because there's lots of them out there with windows on top that are the pop-off lids. You just pull them off like this. And I read some people say that they had some trouble over time with the lids like falling off, and if it's sticking to your refrigerator like this, then if something falls off, there goes all your spices. And you know, I think the garlic powder, this one is like McCormick or something from the grocery store, but if you have like nice expensive spices, you don't want that falling out. So we wanted, I'll link where we found them down below. It's not the cheapest option, but I felt like, you know, thinking about the number of times that we move and just the longevity of the project, that's what we ended up going with. So anyways, if you want to see how I made these DIY magnetic spice tins for our refrigerator, keep watching. So basically, Eric is just taking some medium grit sandpaper and roughing up a little section in the middle of each tin, and then I'm going in with a marker and marking a dot where we're going to be placing the magnet. We've set all our magnets on the tins so that it's really easy because the epoxy dries quick. And basically we're just mixing the epoxy here and using a little wooden sticks to apply it. And I would use a good healthy dollop of epoxy. That's one thing that we definitely learned was helpful. So that's all of our little tins with the magnets on them. And here I'm just showing you what I did with my label maker, in case you really like label makers and want to see this. I do really like label makers. So I used some tape that has white print on it because I thought that would show up best with all of the different spice colors. It doesn't show up great on everything, but I still think I like it better than black print. And yeah, so that is it. I just sticked it on the top of the tin, and we're just adding our spices. So you just add it to the top of your tin, and these are 3-ounce tins, by the way, and that is 3 fluid ounces, not 3 like spice ounces. So there it is, garlic powder. So here she is, the final product. All our spices up on the fridge. Now these ones up top are spice mixes, some empty tins, and then single spices here. And that's a balloon that's deflating. So yeah, that's what the finished product looks like. Okay, so that was all of how we did it. And here are some things that we learned in the process. First off, the screw off top was a really good idea. especially after we started putting our spices in there, we just really were thankful that we did that rather than the pop-off tops. So I mean, that preference will be up to you and what you want to do, but that's my recommendation, especially if you want them to last for a while. Second off, I would recommend, this is Italian seasoning here, that you get magnets that are bigger than this. These are 1/2-inch magnets that are, let's see if you can kind of see here, 1/2-inch magnets that are 1/16 of an inch thick. Now the 1/16 of an inch thick is perfect because then it's not sticking way too far off of your refrigerator or whatever magnetic surface you're putting these on, but probably going with like 3/4 inch would be better. And the reason I say that, so Italian seasoning is a lot of like herbs and stuff. You can see that it's very light and airy and it moves around. Now this is not full. We have some other herb type spices where we have completely filled up the tin and it's just fine. However, here's what we learned. Heavy spice things, for example, garlic powder. We filled this up. As you can see, it's all the way full and it gets quite heavy. This tiny little magnet, despite the fact that it's very strong, I think these are the N45, and the rare earth magnets are supposed to be the strongest magnets you can buy. Don't get cheap craft magnets, you'll just be sorry. I think that if we had gotten like 3/4 inch, then it would help the heavier spices be able to stay more securely. Now they all do stay up there, but the heavier ones kind of slide down just a little bit over time. What we're kind of thinking of doing is going and reordering these and then gluing them on top here so that there's extra magnet for the heavier ones. I don't know if we're gonna end up doing that or not because really I've been living with these for a week or two before I'm filming this now, and really they've stayed up on the fridge, and having them all lined up in the rows like you saw, they're not sliding down. But if you just throw it up there on its own and it's one of the heavy ones, like the garlic, onion powder is a little bit heavy too, it kind of just, so I wish we had known that. But you know, you do the best you can and make the best guess you can. But I'll link down below everything and where we got it. And these are the cheapest that I was able to find, the magnets, the CMS, I think it's CMS Magnetics or something like that. I'll link it down below. It was the cheapest shipping I could find. These rare earth magnets are not expensive, but for some reason the shipping is like outrageous from most companies. Like you could get, we had 48 tins that we bought and we ordered 48 magnets, and there are places that were charging like way more than the cost of the magnet for the shipping, and I don't know why, but anyways, this place had the most reasonable shipping, so I will link them down below. And I don't have any affiliation with any of these companies. This is just where I happened to go and find the tools that I wanted. Another thing that we learned is that epoxy is really fast drying. So if you get the kind that comes in the little, it's got like dual tubes and like a syringe type top, I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend getting the kind that you have to mix manually, because we literally wasted 2 of the little dispenser tips and a whole bunch of epoxy because it dried up so fast. And you really don't need, you can't really see it, but like you really don't need much for the project. So it was kind of crappy to waste so much of it. Like we really can't use it anymore. Now it was like a 1 project application and that's it. And so if you would like to reuse the epoxy, and I mean, it's not terribly expensive. I think it was like $3 or $4 at Lowe's. But if you would like to like buy it and be able to reuse it on future projects, I would recommend getting the kind that you mix together. That's just our experience, but we did make it work, and we do have spice tins on our refrigerator now. So I hope you found this video helpful. I really think that having your spices all out and visible is really handy when you're trying to cook healthy, because when you cook healthy, you want it to taste good. Like you don't want it to be bland. And we had such good spice mixes, and we were always forgetting they were there because they were just tucked away in the cupboard. So If you found this video helpful or you liked it, please thumbs it up and subscribe for more videos like this. I'm just on a journey to health, and I will be posting things that I find useful and helpful along the way, and hopefully I can inspire a few people to come along with me and just get in the best health of your life. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye!